A rare indictment in the opioid crisis. Tonight, the feds are telling others to take it as a warning.
Yeah, last week, the wholesaler Miami-Luken was charged, accused of selling millions of opioids in rural communities and adding to the opioid crisis.
Well, now a DEA assistant special agent in charge says this.
We're going to come at you. If we can do it, we're going to do it.
9 on your side's Marielle Carbone spoke to him and a pharmacist who was trying to curb opioid addiction.
Well, the DEA tells me that it is cracking down on pharmacists and pharmaceuticals, like in the Miami-Luken case, who are not following the laws and adding to the opioid epidemic. But pharmacists I spoke to tell me it's not always so cut and dry. For pharmacist Mimi Hart, every prescription comes with a checklist.
It's from a doctor from out of the area. It's for a very large quantity.
Looking for red flags before deciding to fill.
I don't know a pharmacist that hasn't said, no, I cannot fill this prescription, that hasn't called the doctor and said, we're really worried about this.
Today's opioid crisis, it makes the scrutiny even more important. But it's not always so cut and dry.
You know it's a very high dose, but it's not necessarily a high dose for this patient.
Still, the Drug Enforcement Administration and other law agencies are working to crack down on pharmacies and wholesalers who are distributing millions of these addictive pills and disregarding federal guidelines like Miami-Luken.
You're breaking the law. You're killing people. If you're putting this stuff out in the street, we're going to do everything we can to get you.
Mauricio Jimenez is an assistant special agent with the DEA. He says the investigations can take years, but they are happening, with the agency looking at the size of companies, ratio of pills to population, how payment is being accepted, and more.
These distributors that are doing this to gain as much money as they can and not caring about the public, that's a significant issue.
Despite the crackdown, Hart believes the majority of pharmacists do what they're supposed to.
Everybody is trying really hard to make sure that people are getting the pain medications that they need, but they're not getting too much, that it's not diverted.
And says there needs to be a more united front on all ends to figure out a path forward. And Jimenez tells me he doesn't see this problem resolving itself anytime soon. He says one of the main contributing factors from his point of view is greed, and that is not going away. Reporting downtown, Marielle Carbone, 9 on your side.